5 Minutes for Men here. TR Nichols with 5 Minutes for Men, where we have discussions about things that men talk about. Today, the topic is lust. And in talking about lust, that comes in the form of money, women, food, respect. There's so many applicable addictions that lust can be tied to, right? Where you feel this powerful drive to acquire more of something, whether it's good or bad for you, falls into the line of lust. It's not something so much that me and members of my circle talk about directly. It's more of an indirect conversation. Nobody really comes out and says, "Oh, I'm out here lusty." Well, maybe they do, right? Some people do say that periodically, but it's not usually direct like that. It's usually said like that in a joking way, when in reality, it's being used in the proper context, but it definitely should be talked about in a more serious way. In my circle, the conversations are usually based around the chasing of money, women, and power in its different ways of display. And power comes in many forms, but a lot of the nature of lust comes from the power perspective. But in terms of money and women, what I would definitely say is that for a lot of people, you can't have enough of either one when it comes to men in most cases, right? It's a very strong motivator, is to have more of something, right? And at a certain point, and usually at a certain age or a certain level just of knowledge, either of self, or you just get to a place where you're not pushed by whatever your internal motivators are for the push of the lust to get more of something. It starts to slow down for you, where you're not as internally motivated to go out and get as much money, or you start to realize how better to use the money that you currently have and to make that into more money, right? You still want more money, but I think it stops becoming as much of a lustful kind of money grab to a more purposeful place. And essentially, same thing for women at a certain point, right? Like, you're not chasing like you used to chase, right? Maybe at a younger age, you couldn't control yourself. You just out there in the streets. You gotta. But I do have members of my circle who have never stopped chasing, right? And as they get older, they're not slowing down, right? And in some cases, that's certain men where they just need more of everything, and they find ways to increasingly keep themselves motivated to get more. So your reasoning starts to change about why you want more. And when you're younger, you're just pushed. Like, you're pushed. You feel the internal push and drive to get more of things. And it's not in all cases where all men stop being lusty for certain things. I found, for me, that my internal motivators have slowed down. Now, whether that's as I get older, I have less testosterone, so I'm not as hyped up about certain things as I used to be, I'm not quite sure. But I would definitely like for you to subscribe for one, but also talk about things that you have witnessed in terms of the amazing lust-driven drive of people around you or yourself, and what those things have done to motivate you either in a positive way or in a negative way. Because lust for money and lust for other things can also be a huge motivator to push you to be successful. So it can be good, it can be bad, like most things we talk about. Subscribe, TR Nichols for 5 Minutes for Men. Have a conversation.